Hello, everybody. Welcome to My Chamber TV. Today, we have the Safety Harbor Chamber of Commerce, and I know what? We got some great guests. We got Barbra Mastrota, and you are from Cool Wizards Cooling and Air Conditioning and Refrigeration.
Perfectly said.
You
Perfectly
actually
said.
do refrigeration?
We do. Walk-in chillers, all the fun things for restaurants
So you commercial
as well.
side as well.
Yep.
So, let's talk about how long has Cool Wizard been around?
So we opened in 2008, actually. So we've been in business a good 15 years now.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
In just in Safety Harbor, or?
No, we cover all of Pinellas County. So we go all the way down to the Skyway Bridge, west to the water,
Okay.
and all the way to the Hillsborough line. Up
Don't
north
like
to
Tampa.
Hudson. Well, we do. But we like to
Nobody
guarantee
likes-
that
no, I'm just
2-hour
kidding. Everybody
window.
likes-
So it's a little far for us to
Right.
go that far.
Yeah,
So that's why
exactly.
we have to cut it off somewhere. But we do go all the way to Newport Richey as well. Port
it's on
Richey.
my neck of the woods.
Yeah, sometimes
Sweet.
Hudson. Sometimes Hudson.
I have been behind your trucks. I was
Okay.
telling. I think I was telling you about that. Whenever I'm like, Cool Wizard. That's actually kind of a cool name because we're nerdy guys.
thought
so
of it myself.
Good for you. That is awesome. So, okay, so there are tons of air conditioning people out there.
There are.
There are, right? So what makes you different?
So being family owned and operated, it's something that we pride ourselves on with that trust, integrity, and honesty.
Right.
We're not going to fix anything unless it's broken. We're literally not going to fix it unless it's broken. We're going to suggest you fix it and recommend that it could break soon,
Right.
but we have that honesty that goes with it.
So if you get there and it's just a wire that came loose, you're not going to make up some, oh, I had to put a thermostat or I had to put a rheostat or a stat or whatever it is in there to go jack the bill up.
We're going to fix what's broken.
That is absolutely phenomenal.
Absolutely.
I have heard horror stories.
I know, me too.
It's
And
like-
that's unfortunate, but in the trade industry, that does come with that. But one thing you can get from my team is honesty and integrity, right?
That is
across
phenomenal.
the board.
So what happens if okay? So it's 4th of July,
Yeah.
and my air conditioner decided it doesn't want to work.
That usually happens on the
Is
holidays.
there extra fees for
Yeah.
all that fun stuff?
None at all.
What?
Same day service. We will not charge you extra on the holidays or the weekends. It's funny because some
Really?
people wait till the Monday to call us.
Yes.
And that's usually the worst day to call us because we're backed up of all those people who don't call us on the weekend.
now you're Monday and
So
Tuesday.
if you're smart, you would call us on the weekend. It's VIP service because most people wait till Monday.
yeah, and it is typically you don't want to call because you know it's going to be a monster charge
Not a Cool
because
Wizard.
it's a holiday.
No,
That is
same day service,
absolutely-
same prices across the board.
So I have a big question for you.
Okay.
When will I know that it's time to replace my air conditioner? Is there like something that says, hey, or is it
So depending on the brand,
okay?
depending on where you're located,
Right.
Those are all factors.
Okay.
But most air conditioners will go anywhere between 10 to 15 years.
Right.
Back in the day, they used to last longer, but not anymore.
I have an air. I'm almost ashamed to say
It's
this. I'm
almost
actually
time.
proud to say this. I've got an air conditioner sitting on my house right now that it was put in when it was brand new, and my house is 72. It was built in 72.
So that tells me that you took care of it every single year.
Well, other owners did, and then I do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maintenance is key. Every single
Okay.
year.
So once a year, twice a year,
Once
because
a
we're
year.
Florida.
It depends. A lot of people like to be overachievers and they like that 6-month maintenance.
Right.
We don't say no to that because
Right.
you catch things before they happen.
Okay.
But every year is something that we would absolutely recommend. Preventive maintenance is key for your system.
Minimum once a year.
Minimum once a year. And for $89 for an entire clean
That's
to ensure your system
phenomenal.
and diagnostics are working perfectly, why
Right.
would you not do that?
Right.
Yeah,
That's very inexpensive.
absolutely.
I hate the word cheap, but it's inexpensive.
Well-
and man, and if you're on a budget, that's perfect.
Without a doubt. I mean, you take your car to have their oil changed every 3,000 miles, right? You'd be surprised how
okay.
many people don't
Right.
maintain their system every
Right.
year. It's the same thing. It's one of the biggest factors and cost in your home, right?
Okay.
Why would you not take care of it?
Right. So if I get a new air conditioning,
Yeah.
so say you guys come out and go, hey, John, it's time for a new air conditioner.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. What kind of warranty? Because I know there's always, I hear nightmare stories about warranties, right? So how good is the warranty and what's all covered and what's not covered?
So the brands themselves cover the warranty on the
Okay.
machines. So every brand covers 10-year warranty
Okay.
for parts only. When we install a brand new system, we will cover 1-year parts and labor. After
Wow.
that, the parts come from the warranty itself. So you're only paying for the labor portion after the first year.
That's good. That's really, really
It's
good.
mindless, really. Why would you not do it?
Yeah. Now, do you find that you're mainly air conditioning over heating?
Absolutely, especially in the state of Florida.
Right.
But, when those cold snaps do come in, those heat strips are the ones that are first to go. So we do get a lot of calls when it gets a little cooler,
right.
for sure.
Like down in the
Yeah.
50s or 60s.
But right now, with the heat the way it is, we're definitely busy.
Oh my God! I was gonna say, how busy are you right
Busy.
now?
Busy. So if it looks like it's breaking, just call us. Let us get you on the schedule right away.
How far out are you right now?
Oh, we're only a couple days.
Oh, that's
Sometimes
awesome.
we actually can also offer same day service. So
What?
Yeah, we have a fleet of people.
Well, I know. I hopefully we've been showing. I haven't been looking. I've been looking at you. I hope he's been showing up. And now I think we have a picture of your hubby in there too,
Yeah,
didn't
also,
we?
he's a cootie.
Yeah. Is now what got you? What is your why? Why get into the air conditioning business?
I don't think anybody falls into a profession easily. It just
No.
so happens,
Right.
right? And the reason that Cool Wizard was born is at the time I owned a preschool. I was a principal for 25 years.
Okay.
And when we opened the preschool, within the first 6 months of the preschool opening, 3 air conditioners went out within 6 months.
Oh Lord.
So on the third person coming out to fix the third AC, we
Right.
were at a point where we're like, we can't do this anymore.
Right.
We had 12 air conditioners in the property. So as any good wife would do, I sent my husband to go figure out how to fix it.
Might have to go figure it out, please.
Correct. And that's what he did. He went to school, got his HVAC license.
Really?
Yep. He got his contractor's license to do mechanical, and we've been in business since 2008.
Wow. And so
I'm a good wife.
So I always look up everybody that comes on a show.
Sure.
I want to make sure that we're gonna put people on there that we can tout. These people are really good, and I have to say your rating is absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you.
Absolutely
Yeah.
phenomenal.
We work really hard. One of the biggest things that we can do for our customers is treat them right, and people respect that.
They do. They do. So I know we touched on it at the very beginning. So you do refrigeration as well, because that's a niche.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not everybody can do that.
No, for sure. We are very specialized specifically in walk-in coolers.
Okay.
So restaurants do like us
They
too.
love
We
you.
do service a lot of restaurants in the area.
Okay. And that, again, that is strictly the Pinellas-ish.
Ish.
Ish.
Yes, we've got that 2-hour
2 hour
drive
way.
that we have.
Okay.
And we want to make sure that we get to our customers on time, especially if there's a chiller full of food.
Oh yeah, because if it goes, a restaurant goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they're down, and that's crazy. So how do people get a hold of you?
So the best way you can get a hold of us is we obviously have a phone number like everybody else, a secondary line as well, but also website.
Okay.
We're on all of the socials, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I'm actually the networking person in our company for
Okay.
all of that fun,
Right.
which is why I'm here today.
Yep.
Couldn't get my husband behind a camera, that's for sure. But there's lots of ways you can get a hold of us. Also, text message. You can text the mainline number as well, and we'll answer it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome. So you're okay with the millennials and the new Gen Zs?
I am totally down with some millennials. I can
Yep.
definitely keep up with them.
Oh, see, that's a gauntlet almost.
Bring it on.
Right on, right on. Well, thank you for being on. I do
Yeah.
appreciate it. Look,
Cool.
folks, if you've got that air conditioner that's got a problem, you've
Yeah.
got that. I always worry about the heat because I'm skinny and I'm old and I get cold easily and I like the heat, so it is what it is. And in refrigeration, that's always a big deal. All right, stick around. We've got more people coming up, more great guests. They really did a great job today. Look her up. Go to the website. If you need help, give her a call. Don't wait. Get on that schedule. We'll be right back after these short messages. Hey, everybody. Welcome back. You know what? We've got Travis from Trackmaster Mobility. When you rolled in here, I'm like, oh, he must be a paraplegic. And then you're like, you got it and walked over, and I'm like, oh, okay, I see. So let's talk about what Trackmaster Mobility does first before we get into some of your awesome chairs.
Okay. Trackmaster Mobility, what we do is we develop products for people with disabilities to be able to achieve reaching different outdoor activities than normal.
Okay.
What's normally understood.
Okay. Now, is it okay? So let's take the unit you're in now. It's called the Liberty, correct?
Yes.
Now, is this something that someone would use all the time? Or is this something that you use when they're trying to do stuff like out in the woods or on the beaches or?
Well, that's an interesting question. The Series 1 model, we are a little more environmental friendly, if you will.
Okay.
This machine, being the size that it is, I know they seem a little more bigger than they are just by appearance, but this machine here will fit in the drive position and passenger position of conversion vehicles. We are also pretty much the lightest machine in the industry.
Really?
Yeah. We took a really a deep look at when we did the redesign on these machines and have really pulled in the ability to drop the weight and the size of the machines to fit the conventional lifestyle or needs of people who are potentially our customers.
Okay. Now, how long has Trackmaster Mobility been around?
Let's see. We're nearly 10 years in the industry.
Okay. All right. So how much does something like this potentially weigh?
Our base units, this one here has a complex tilt seating system on it, but our base model machines are only 250 pounds.
Really?
Yes.
I would have said that thing goes 700-800 pounds easily.
Well, in many different type of products that are out there, 450, 500 pounds is not unheard of.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
But that means there's a lot of accessories, a lot of gear, maybe longer battery life, something like that.
Yeah, a lot of that. One of the reasons we went to such a light machine was because the lifts, the equipment that's in the industry that moves them around for transportability,
Right.
Was one of our primary focuses. We wanted to be able to make a machine that was mainstream enough to go where people wanted to go, but light enough to be able to be transported more easily than what they're understood to be.
Wow. Okay. So, but if someone wanted to use this as full time, they could.
Absolutely, and that's what the uniqueness of our Series 1 is. It's we're lighter and more maneuverable than most products in its class, I guess you would say.
Okay. All right. Now, so the adjustability, why is that important?
That goes more into the medical understanding of this side, which is an unusually understood feature that we bring to the table.
Okay.
Others do not provide this type of service to their customers. When we looked at how we wanted to put this machine in the market space, we wanted to reach as many different types of possibilities and injuries and needs. And so we have mated and partnered with companies that do the seating, such as this one. This is an Amy Lure. They are known in the industry as one of the more prominent seating systems you can find.
Okay. So now, your young lady that's sitting over there, she was telling us about a person that has one of these that for the first time in a long time, I guess they got to go on the beach with his wife.
Yes, we actually had a new dealer come into the area, and he's awaiting his demo and was coming into the area for a vacation. So we provided a machine for him and his family to use on the beach. I'm not sure, maybe a week or so that they were able to use it. It was quite unique for him. Yes.
Wow. Now, what is the battery life? I mean, is it like 8 hours, 10 hours, 2 hours?
You know, that really boils down to how hard an individual is going to use the machine. There's just a wide range of possibilities. If you're going to be spending your whole day climbing hills, obviously it's not going to last as long as running around on the beach or something like that.
Okay, so flatland, you're okay. Start getting into hills and a lot of terrain.
It does drain it down. However, we've taken a different approach on the battery technology on our machines. We run a lithium power system.
Getting ready to ask you, did you go to lithium? Because
we did, and we spent a lot of years. We spent about 3 years in development and understanding the technology and understanding how to mate it to our product.
Right.
You know.
So right now, if I needed one, what is the wait time?
Well, it's going to vary based on all the different type of seating and positioning.
It's got to be custom to you, right?
Yeah. So that process, how it works is if a lead comes in through our website or to us, that happens as well as people go to their dealer, a DME provider.
Right.
Whichever direction it goes, a purchase is made on our side of the unit, and it may just be the lower unit. You see the Liberty lower unit here. And then the dealer will determine the medical necessity side of it, and then it'll go to the end user from that point.
Okay, so typically what, 2 months, 3 months to bid a finally get one?
It can go that long.
Okay, or it can be shorter.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Precisely.
even better.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, because if I needed one itching for it, I'd be like, "No, I want mine tomorrow."
Right.
Because I mean, it does. It looks fantastic. When you rolled in on it, I'm like, "Oh, that's kind of cool." My brain's going, I could accessorize it. No, I'm just because the more stuff you put on, the faster your battery drain, right?
Not necessarily. Sometimes heavier seating systems and things may compromise some things, maybe a little speed, maybe a little battery life. It just really depends. The scope of it is really determined at the dealer level and educated at that point as well.
So what areas of Florida do you I guess service?
We're the manufacturer.
Oh, so
our dealers are everywhere in the country.
Everywhere. Okay.
Yes.
That. So you're based out of is it Clearwater?
Yes.
Safety Heart, Clearwater?
Yes. Yeah. We're a home office in Clearwater.
Okay. And how do people get a hold of you?
They can contact us through our website.
Okay.
They can also go to the many providers that we have, our dealers in the field, and request as well.
Are you looking for new dealers?
Always.
Okay. All right. Because that was so if I'm watching this going, hey, you know what? I think I want to get into that. Will they give you a
Right,
call?
and we have a different tier level set up. There are some dealers that may have more involved in the medical side,
Okay.
and then some that have not as much medically prescribed seating system capabilities and that kind of thing.
Okay. And now this is a weird question. It's not on the list. Is it possible that someone says, you know what, I want to get these for rentals?
Yes, that's one of the things that we're looking into currently is, we're already working with park services across the country.
Mm-hmm.
We have machines going into parks for that purpose. When it comes to Florida and surrounding areas for the beaches, that's something I would say that people would need to contact us directly about.
Okay. That's right. So, I mean, we're running out of time. How is the insurance? Does insurance cover some of this?
It does. It really depends on the circumstance and the situation in the state and other things.
Okay.
But there are programs out there, and also we have our own financing available, and other things that are capable, through state programs and whatnot.
Right. Travis, thank you for being on, man. I do
Absolutely.
appreciate it. Got to reach all the way around over there. So stick around, everybody. You know what? If you need something like this is absolutely phenomenal. And they go to your dealer first instead of direct to you, correct?
They can contact us directly, and we'll find a dealer in their region or area to assist them. Yes.
Okay, excellent. All right, everybody, stick around. We have more great guests coming up. It's like I said, they did an outstanding job with guests today. We'll be right back after these short messages. Hey, everybody, welcome back. And you know what? Normally, I tell everybody at the break to go get something to drink, coffee, soda, tea. And I've got Scott Cross from Nature Leaf Teas. Let's talk about what is Nature Leaf Teas?
Yeah, Nature Leaf Teas is a startup. We're launching here in the next week.
Nice.
So the timing is perfect. Before I talk about the product, I really like to talk about the mission of the company.
Absolutely.
And what we're all about is, it's a verse says it very well. The leaves of the tree were for the healing of the nations, and so, as a lot of people know, tea has a lot of medicinal purposes.
Correct.
It can help with high blood pressure.
Mm-hmm.
There's even been stories of it curing cancer, and so. Our teas are all natural, no additives, no preservatives, but more importantly, not only do they heal our consumers, but the profits go to healing children's lives.
That's phenomenal.
So we partner with a nonprofit organization, And so all of our profits go to help children in Colombia. That's
Okay.
where we're starting first, is
Right.
to help the children in Colombia.
Okay. What a great mission. Now, throughout this interview, we're going to show little excerpts from a video that you sent us. So as we talk, it'll roll. It won't be the audio, but it'll be on there so people can see it. But how do you see the movie? Because I know your mission. How do you see that movie, Sound of Freedom, playing into your world?
Well, it's just phenomenal. I mean, we've been working on this company for 2 years, so it wasn't planned. It's not
Right.
like the movie came out and we said, "Hey, let's use this to,
Right.
to help our company be successful." It's always been in our hearts that we wanted to help the children in Colombia. In fact, I live in Colombia part-time in Cartagena, so I'm very
nice.
familiar with what goes on there, and I've seen firsthand, the difficulty that the children and the people encounter. And so it's just really fortunate, the timing of this movie. And it was originally, as I understood, supposed to come out in 2018, but
Yes.
because of various challenges,
Yep.
it just came out this year. So we see that as a great benefit. Our profits go to a company called Anchor of Esperanza, and it means Anchor of Hope. And so we really believe that this movie is going to bring a lot of visibility to what's going on. And so the great thing about Nature Leaf Teas is you can buy a great product for yourself and
Right.
at the same time help the children.
Help the children. Let's talk about the teas now, right? So I'm looking right here, and I just grabbed the one, black tea. That's what I drink more than anything. Matter of fact, I'll drink that before I'll drink coffee. Of course, I love my coffee though. I'm just saying.
Great. We like people like you.
Yeah. So let's talk about the teas.
Yeah, so we source all of our teas with a partner directly from small farms throughout the world, through China, India, Mexico.
Okay.
And everything is natural. There's no additives, no preservatives. Anytime you go into a grocery store to buy teas today, everything is processed.
Yes.
And so there's not really a lot of natural tea companies out there. So all of our teas are loose leaf. You can buy them. We got 2 different sizes, the large size, the small size, but we also have it in sachets, the people that want a more convenient way
Yes.
to have a natural tea.
Right.
And so we also have, and our different flavors, a lot of the teas are designed actually specifically for specific needs. For example, we have a Get Wellness tea, and that's for if you feel like under the weather, and it'll help you with flu symptoms and cold symptoms. We have Get Charged for energy.
Ooh.
And so we have various teas. We have Happy Belly for people that have problems with their stomach and
Right.
digestion.
Okay.
And so the idea when we formulated our teas is we wanted to make sure that, that they had a benefit for the consumer. And then we do have just regular teas as
Right.
well for flavor and enjoyment as
That
well.
is now. Do you have a physical location, or are you online?
We're in Seminole, Florida. It's
Okay.
a little place where we have our warehouse
Right.
and office, and then we strictly sell online.
Okay.
But we do eventually want to open tea shops. We want to have Nature Leaf Tea cafes.
Yeah.
That's the vision. Is we want to start online. We're going to start doing some farmers markets.
Yep.
Hopefully get into retail.
Right.
But then eventually have our own cafes. That's where we see this
That
going.
is phenomenal. That because I'm there. It's hard, and it really is hard to find a good tea that's not been processed to death. And then you get this warm water stuff that kind of tastes like tea.
Yeah, and when coffee became very popular in the United States with Starbucks and
Yep.
Keurig and that whole wave that came through, that was a great time to get into the coffee business. And you've seen that people went from, brew a big pot of coffee that tasted like mud.
Folgers.
Yeah,
Sorry, I'm not
Folgers
throwing Folgers on the thing, but you're right. It was mud.
And then you started to get a lot of artisanal
Yes.
coffee into the market. And so right now that same wave's going on with tea. When you look at the younger generation, they're starting to drink tea as their preferred beverage. And so we thought it was a great opportunity to get into the tea business and provide a product that's not out there.
Okay.
I mean, you can find loose leaf teas, but it's not easy. They're
You
not
can, but
readily
it's, yeah,
available.
exactly. It's hard to find them. It really,
Yeah.
and I'm a tea drinker, so I do know I love tea. I was raised in the martial arts and stuff like that, so all my senseis were always like drink tea, and they would give you special blends of teas. So yeah,
Right.
absolutely. So how do people find you?
You can find us at natureleafteas.com.
Okay.
And our website, like I said, goes live in the next week. So
Okay.
if when you go there, if it's not live just yet,
Just hang
just
in
hang
there.
in there,
Hang
hang
in
in
there.
there. We're just putting some final touches on it.
Okay.
We also will be selling tea accessories and tea wear. If
Is that what's in the box?
this actually? So I'm glad you asked this. When you sign up for Nature Leaf Teas, and you get a subscription, you get this free kit. It's a wood crate with glass
What?
jars that you get
Nice.
to store your tea in. And so
Okay.
that's what's in here. And then every month you'll receive the refills, and these are actually post-consumer recycled bags.
Oh, okay.
So everything about the company, we're trying to make sure that our money's going to a good cause. And we're all of our products are coming from either post-consumer or they are recyclable.
Right. That is absolutely phenomenal. So are you going to be on any socials?
Oh yeah, we're on Facebook, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Instagram,
You going to go do TikTok?
and we're going to be on
You
TikTok.
you need to have a TikTok store now.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
a TikTok shop, whatever it's called. It's
Definitely, that's the next move. That's the next move to get onto TikTok.
absolutely phenomenal. So I just got to ask, a bag like this, what's that going to price range?
So that retails for $10.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's the everyday price, and then the larger bag is $40 to $50,
Okay.
depending on the blend.
And you just put them in your little bobber, right?
I'm sorry.
A bobber. I call them bobbers.
Yeah,
I know there's a
yeah,
real
a
name
strainer,
for
a tea strainer.
Yeah, they just soak and you're
Yeah,
good.
you just put the leaves in the tea strainer and you soak it for anywhere from 3 to 4 minutes. You take that out and you're good to go. And it's really amazing. I mean, the flavors of these teas and the natural taste.
Yep.
It's a lot better than having the tea bag with all the
Yeah.
artificial.
If I can get the
components.
real teas, I do. Unfortunately, sometimes I'm stuck with a bag because I'm in the studio and I got to have it right now, and it is what it is. So once again, what's the website?
It's natureleafteas.com.
natureleafsteas.com. That's awesome. All right, everybody. Look, if you want some good tea, there you go, right here. This is mine. This might make it under the table and you never see it again. I don't know. Stick around. We've got more great guests coming. Again, they did a great job this week, and we have a ton of great guests. We'll be right back after these messages. Hey, everybody, welcome back. I've got Debora Souza from, now you're Weightless coaching, correct?
Weightless.
80-20 coaching, but it's all about the health, correct?
It's all about the mind and the body
Oh,
integrated to create
that's health.
what people call health.
Health, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. The right terminology, correct?
Well, it's less about the right terminology and it's maybe the philosophy,
Okay.
and,
let's
and
talk
the
about that.
integration.
Let's talk about your philosophy because we've been talking off air and I'm kind of digging it.
Yeah.
So let's talk about it.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's based on the personal experience and the journey that I had, right? Which is a lot of the coaching that I do. So on my own journey from being an athlete to then gaining weight for the first time in my life.
Right.
To then, struggling with emotional eating, struggling with depression, struggling with lack of confidence, lack of self-esteem, and even not even having a desire to create change in my life because my mindset was already so strong on it.
Right.
I gave up. What is even the point of any of this? The last concern I had was my weight. But I had a desire and a feeling that there was more to life than that.
Right.
And that, and then the weight loss was the catalyst of beginning a transformation, but the transformation is beyond weight loss. And sometimes we focus on things like if we are a car, you broke your carburetor and you
Yep.
fix that. So it's
Yep.
like, I want to lose weight, but we are forgetting that we are a whole being and more parts of the equation come into place if you want to create sustainable weight loss, because losing
Right.
weight's not that hard. People do
Yeah.
multiple things, they lose
Yeah,
weight.
yeah, right.
But the battle is not battle. I shouldn't call it a battle. But the thing is
it
in
is a
maintaining.
battle for some people.
Maintaining is where, like,
Yes,
within 2 years, people
absolutely.
gain all the weight back and some.
Right.
So that's the statistics. So, like, we need to dig deeper if you want to create transformation, which is why I focus on transformation versus weight loss.
Right.
You know.
It's a mindset. It is
100%.
people don't realize it's a debilitating issue when you're athletic. I mean, big time athletic, and then next thing
Yeah.
you know, you got all this weight. You're going, how did this happen?
Yeah.
And now I've got to get it all off. Where do I start? How do I start?
Yeah.
The first thing they do is they start starving themselves, and then they go put fat suits on, and then they go running, and
Yeah.
it's not. It may be doing here, but it's not doing it here.
Yeah, it's almost like we start with what seems to be the logical, right? I need to lose weight, so I need to cut calories, I need to work out more. But if we look at it and we look at Debora, that was the athlete, and Debora, that was the depressed, overweight person, they are different people.
Right.
The mindset that is running this Debora is different than the mindset that is running this Debora. And the mindset and the ways that we think, the ways that we feel, the beliefs that we have is what controls our behavior. So this Debora would choose to go play volleyball. This Debora will choose to sit and watch TV eating potato chips. So the choices they're making is coming from the person that we are. So instead of asking, what do I need to do to lose weight, maybe a good question is, who do I need to become to lose the weight?
Right.
Because if I am behaving from a different perspective, my actions will match who I am, because what the things we do match the identity we have for ourselves.
Right.
So who we believe ourselves to be is how we act. And that's more complicated. So it's a lot easier to say, I'm just going to do this thing, so I lose
Yeah.
10 pounds.
Right.
You know? So it's a different journey, but it's also people nobody tells them that. When I tell my clients, let's look at who do you need to be 30 pounds lighter and maintain that 30 pounds
Right.
lighter. They look at me like, huh? Right? Because they never being asked that question.
No.
But if you want to create sustainable change, that's where the sustainability comes from, creating new habits. What creates new habits? Your beliefs and the identities you have for yourself.
Right.
You act in accordance to who you think you are.
So how do you get them motivated to get there? Because that's the struggle, is to
Yeah.
keep that motivation.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that question because I don't. If I have to get you motivated, we are already on a no-winning pathway.
Right.
Because I don't have the ability to
Okay.
motivate you.
Right.
The motivation comes from internal and external factors, but they are personal factors. So I cannot change people. They can change themselves. What I can do is I can guide them, and I can support them, and I can hold them accountable. I can help them in discovering what are their motivators and what is it that's going to keep them on the path. And it's not about motivation, because motivation wears off. Like, there's a quote that says, motivation is like shower, you need it every day.
Right.
It's not about motivation, it's about creating the disciplines and the habits. So when the motivation is not there, the discipline is.
Right.
If we're depending on motivation, we are very unstable, because some days I'm motivated, some days I'm not.
Right.
But I brush my teeth every day.
Right.
Even if I'm not motivated.
Right.
Right? Because
Yep.
you go to bed and you're like, oh, I forgot my teeth. I'm so tired. And you get up and you
Go
do
brush
it.
teeth. That's right.
Right? So it's similar to that, but in another way, what gets people going usually, it's two sources that creates changes. One is inspiration, one is desperation. Inspiration, very simple to understand. I had a new baby, and I'm like, I love my baby. I want to be the healthiest. I want to live to 150, and I begin to create changes because I'm so inspired,
Right.
or whatever that is for you. Desperation is when we hit that enough is enough moment.
Yep.
Like when I felt my tummy touching things that it shouldn't be touching, and I
Right.
felt, how did this happen to
Yeah.
me? And I remember that feeling
Yeah.
23 years later. That's desperation, when you are like, I had enough.
Right.
Cannot live like this anymore. And in a way, humans tend to kind of be very driven by the desperation.
Yep.
Inspiration is a little more elevated to tap in, but both works. So
Right.
those are some of the things that gets people started, and then we need to create the beliefs and the systems to keep it going, because we don't have access to those. Like, you're desperate, you lose 20 pounds, you're not desperate anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Right,
But you
right.
still have 20 to go.
Yeah.
You know, so then that's where the accountability and the systems and learning how you work.
Right.
Not just what you eat, and also learning what you eat, also learning how to move, but combining, which
Right.
is why my coaching combines, because anything that you do, if you do just one, it's like a 3-legged stool that is missing one leg, you're going to fall,
Right.
because it's a little incomplete.
I tell you, it's so we're running out of time, and man, could I go way longer on this. Let's talk about some tips.
Okay.
For everybody watching at home,
Yeah.
how to get started, how to maintain.
Yeah. One tip to get started is exactly asking yourself, like, what is it that gives me that feeling of I cannot live like this anymore? And do you even have that? Because sometimes we're not quite there yet, and it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
You will get there
Yeah.
if you keep going. But 3 things that people can do. One is I'm a big fan of breakfast. I know there's the intermittent fasting movement, and but I still believe that for the general population, let's call it that, most of us, having that healthy breakfast in the morning is fundamental for you to start your day right. So
Right.
focused on protein. I have a meal replacement shake because it's easy, it's fast, has protein, has vitamins, not just a protein shake.
Gotcha.
I have a balanced shake. So breakfast is one. Water.
Water.
Hydration, big, having hydration. And the third one, just create movement. You don't have to spend 2 hours at the gym. Like you see, I talk so much with my hands.
Yeah, you are just going, girl.
Just people that are naturally skinny, it's not
Right.
because they spend time on the gym, it's because they just have micro movements throughout the day. There are people that naturally move more. They get up to talk with you instead of texting you. They do park their car a little further. They fidget, they move. Just create those
Legs are
micro.
going 100 miles an
yeah,
hour,
just
right.
create those micro movements in your day. Walk more, just move. You don't
Right.
need to go to the gym, just create movement. So those are
Gotcha.
3 things that I think everybody can do, and it will have impact on your health.
We got to do another one. I'm just telling you, we're already out of time. I know one thing. The one thing I will say is you are leading by example. You were fit, you were not fit, and now you're fit, and you're bringing it back to help other people do the exact same thing. That is huge for me. It's like when you walk your walk and you talk. It's a big deal.
Yeah, and I think I do that in more ways than one because it's also like I'm fit and now I'm not fit. I'm not at the best shape of my life right now like I was 2 years ago pre-whole situation in the
Right.
world. So that's it. It's like, you don't have to be perfect to be walking the walk. Walking the walking is walking the habits, also walking the struggles, and also being able
Yep.
to share with people where we fall, because it's getting up that inspiring people, right? Falling, everybody falls. So if I just stand from the mountaintop, here I am, I get it all figured
Yeah.
out, very few people will relate to
That's
me.
correct.
And I'm anything but that. I never tell people I'm an expert. I'm on a journey with you, but I may be a couple of steps ahead, so I can take you to where I am, and I'll keep going ahead on mine. And the more I go on mine, the more I can pull you with me, and we go together.
Awesome. Well, we're out of time.
Yes.
And we didn't even say, so her information's been up the whole time. Make sure you go see her, call her, talk to her, text you, I guess. Yeah, whatever.
Find me on Instagram. You can find
just
me.
find her. She knows what she's talking about. We'll be right back after these short messages. Hey everybody, we're back, and you know what? We went from health, and now we're going to talk health.
Wellness.
I mean, it's a big deal. And this is Dr. William Behrman Jr.
Yes.
And God, I got so many questions.
Where do we start?
I know. So let's talk about right out of the gate the expectations of people coming in to see you, and why do people come see you, and then why do they not stick it out?
Well, there's a variety of reasons why people would come.
Yep.
Everything from an auto accident
Right.
to your simple, chiropractic adjustments to balance therapy that we provide in there. We also have massage therapy, exercise therapy, and where there's just a whole host of things that we do in the practice. So the expectations in the past was fix me now.
Yeah, today.
You got one crack at it, so to speak. No
You
pun
literally
intended.
one crack.
Yeah, we don't do crack, which leads us to the technology. But it's really about predisposition on the expectations that the patients have way before they ever enter the office. So on our website, we're able to provide that. We have a book that's out as well that we can provide, the Personal Injury Handbook, and I have another book in the wings too as well about health and wellness. So if we get some information and education into their hands ahead of time,
Right.
that they need to read before they enter into the practice, or at least have seen a video of what to expect, because when they come into my practice, which is not an antiquated system, it's all technology, which we'll talk about.
Yeah.
And they're blown out of the water.
Right.
And what is this? So we're very slow with the process, but we get the results immediately just to get their attention. Then we bring them back and we actually create a care plan for them on what they can expect of me and what can I expect of them. This is a teamwork.
It's a two-way street
Yeah.
here. It's not just, oh, I just come to you and I don't do anything when I leave. It's all up to you to
Yeah.
fix me. But that's not the way it really works.
You're Tom Brady, and I'm the franchise owner.
Right.
So we're going to get that Super Bowl ring together.
Right.
But with that, it kind of lowers the expectations a little bit, and we can really get to work with a customized care plan. So
So how many people? Once they show up, it's got to be huge. But it's like what, 5%, 6% that stick with it.
well, the national average actually is a lot lower than a lot of even our own healthcare professionals that they tell us
Right.
at conventions and consultants.
The
And they
hoorah
kind of
stuff.
fudge about it.
Yeah.
So, if you just took a general statistic, what would you think? 5-6%?
5 or 6. Yeah.
20%?
Yeah. That would be good.
30%?
Oh.
We're moving toward a better place, but 10% of the population, even with this paradigm that we're in a huge shift in healthcare
Right.
right now. 10% seek out alternative healthcare, but chiropractic is not alternative healthcare. It is a standalone healthcare model and profession.
Okay.
But in actuality, 10% go, 1% stay. So a
that's-
staggering 1% of the population actually gets treated, get the benefits of chiropractic care on a regular basis. 1%.
1%.
1%.
Man.
So with that being said, there's a movement with Pro Solutions out of Pittsburgh with Dr. Mo Pisitano and his group that have developed this technology over the course of the last 15 years I've been with these folks. In the last couple years, they've developed balance technology, which opens up and connects neural pathways with neuroplasticity after we do a balance assessment
Right.
on a 200 sensor balance technology, which isn't anybody can have that.
Right.
But the multi-million-dollar hospital up the street has a $150 wobble board and a physical therapist, which are
Right.
valued,
Yeah, yeah.
doing exercises.
Right.
It's not doing anything with neuroplasticity and brain health and connecting those neural pathways. Our results in their balance therapy is unbelievable.
Really?
So that's with technology.
So
with
let's can we burning through time.
Yeah,
So
we need more time.
Technology has really changed.
It has. We practice in a profession over 120 years old, and nothing has really been gained in the technology realm because there's so many. You go to a different chiropractor and you'll get 10 different techniques.
Yeah.
Not saying that they don't work.
No, I
but it's
understand.
the confusion into the society of the consumer. That's what am I going to get? SOT, manual adjustment. There's just too many to mention. And each one of those gurus says that they have the best. Well, we don't argue with technology. Technology proves the point, and the
Right.
results are driven associated with that.
Okay.
So that's where we are today. There's a huge movement in this country and around the world with pro adjuster doctors to kind of understand the results. It's consistent, it's computerized, and it's comfortable. So if your expectation of a chiropractor to going for a visit, what's the number one thing that you're concerned about? Concerned.
Concern?
Fear.
That you're going to twist me and I'm
Gonna
going to
break my neck.
and I'm going to never walk again.
Correct. So that is what's the general public
Yeah.
is kind of the misconception of that, and that's just not true. Look at the statistics, but we're not going to get into that. So if you let them know with predisposition of information on the website and a video that I can do that, I can sit in a chair at a 45-degree angle and get adjusted and have all these different things happen to them and get up and feel great.
Right.
That's called the freedom lifestyle.
Yeah, baby.
And that's what we're gaining and looking forward to in the future. And we're getting a lot of traction moving that dial and that needle up from that 1%.
Right.
So that's our challenge. And there's so many other things that we do with professional athletes and bodybuilders, but we want to take care of everyday folk
Yeah.
that have
Hey,
problems.
Putting the expectations in place is the best thing I've heard ever. I've not heard a chiropractor say that. We'll come in, we'll do an assessment on you. And okay, great. And then you're not leaving. Now you're leaving going, well, they really didn't do anything except for talk to me. You know.
Yeah. It's is it laziness? Is it not knowing? I mean, there's a method to the madness, and it takes a little bit more time. But now you have an educated patient,
Right.
that's going to go out into the community and really talk to other people. They're chiropractic soldiers. So the benefits of chiropractic care, I can sit here for hours and hours and hours and talk about. One particular gentleman that Ben, my marketer, that's sitting over here, put together. Matt Walker from Miracle by the Bay. Met him about 2 months ago at a Panera Bread down in St. Pete, and he's an interesting young man. You might know him.
I do know him. That's
So I was like, well, what am I going to do with a CP patient here, even though they get benefits of chiropractic care?
Right.
I've never had one that we can implement this technology with. So brought him into the clinic, did some work on him, did a little bit of manual work on him in the mid-thoracics because that helps him breathe better and articulate better. And then I started using the technology on him to open up those neural pathways. So after 3 visits, really the first visit he said he had 10% more mobility. Wow. By the 3rd or 4th visit, he's on our power plate machine, which you've seen. I think it's a Swedish company. He's riding that thing like a mechanical bull with one arm, little or no help from Ben. And at our ribbon cutting, he wanted to get up because we did a co-party about a month ago. And a co-grand opening, and he literally wanted to get up and show the crowd that he could. And with minimal assistance, he got up, and there wasn't a dry eye in the house.
Dang.
So that's the path I'm on, and that pet project. And I'm very glad and very happy to be associated with Miracle by the Bay.
How do people get a hold of you? Because we're running out of time.
Specifically, peakperformancehealth.com.
Okay.
Or they can call the office at 727-796-2273.
Okay.
Or look out for a billboard coming up, 1-800-RESCUE-911, right down there by our building at 29750 U.S. Highway 19 on the north side. So look for us around town. You'll say hello.
Thank you for being on today.
You're welcome.
Man, it was really awesome. It's good to talk about. I love new technology. All right, stick around. We got the owner of this great location, and we're going to talk to her a little bit, and we'll be right back after these messages.
Thank you.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back. And you know what? I've got Daphne. Actually, the great location, Lathala
Yes.
Creative Studios. This is awesome.
Thank you so much.
It's weird being in another studio. I mean, you guys do opposite of what we do, but it's so crazy. So tell us about Lathala.
So Lathala Creative Studio. So we are a commercial photography studio. We specialize in advertising for brands and businesses, as well as stop motion animation.
So tell everybody at home what stop motion is.
So basically, stop motion is a series of photos shot together in succession, and then we stitch them together in post to make it look like a video. So if you've seen Nightmare Before Christmas,
yes,
and then what was that? One of the Christmas Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yes. Oh yeah.
So those are like stop motion animation. They are long form. We don't do that, but we only do short form for advertising and social media.
And how long have you been doing this?
So we started in 2019.
Wow.
So it's been like 4 years.
Nice.
Since we started out.
And how's it been so far?
It's been great. Like we started out with small projects, and then just a few months ago we were able to work with Walmart and
Walmart.
Yeah.
Oh.
We did some photos for them.
You either gained clients or you just lost clients. No, I'm just kidding. We love Walmart. Everybody needs underwear. I'm just saying.
We do.
Right? So okay, so I mean, that is a very time consuming process, isn't it?
Yeah, especially the stop motion animation. Like Like, for example, just a simple 10-second video, it would take us at least 2 hours to get it done. If it's just a simple stop motion video, but if it's more complicated, it can take up half a day. More so if it's like 30 seconds, probably a few days.
Yeah, because 30 seconds equals, if you're shooting in today's world, you're about 9,000 frames.
Yeah,
Right?
about that. Or
30 seconds, 30 frames per second.
yeah, pretty
right?
much. Yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
And then the more stuff you have in the background,
yeah.
especially if it all moves.
Yes, especially if it like with some simpler stop motion animation, the background doesn't have to move. It's just the actual product
Yes.
when we do it for commercial clients. But if they want a more complicated one, where literally every element in the video in the background has to move, then that takes a lot more time.
And it's got to move just a teeny bit.
Yes,
teeny,
exactly.
Teeny
Yeah.
bit. It's you got patience.
Yeah.
Now, is it just you or?
No, it's actually me and my husband Chad. Chad
Okay.
is like more of the creative brain when it
He's
comes.
sitting over in the corner.
Yeah,
The-
he's kind of camera shy.
It's kind of funny. I'm like, we do a one-on-one, and he went, "You,
Yeah.
you're gonna do it." I was like, "Oh, I see
Yeah.
how this works."
Yeah.
You're the pretty face, and
Yeah.
he's like, "I bet you're the mind too, aren't you?"
I'm more of like the business and the marketing side, and
Right.
then Chad is more of the creative side, especially when it comes to stop motion, because he has all these fantastic ideas, and
Yep.
I'm like, I don't know how we're gonna do it, but I know with you,
You can
we
do
can do
it,
it.
right? I know Chad can do it. Chad is the man,
Yeah.
right? That is absolutely phenomenal. So, what got you into this?
So it actually started out. I used to be kind of like a social media influencer back in the Philippines, so I had to do a lot of lifestyle photos for the brands that I partner with. But back then, I didn't have any photography training. But Chad, when we were kids, he has been like lugging his camera around.
Yeah.
So he's been a photographer for a very long time. He taught me how to use a film camera. That's how we started. And then it evolved into like digital camera. When I moved here to the U.S., he taught me how to use a digital camera and how to use lights and everything.
Right.
So we shot some projects for the brands that I was collaborating with.
Right.
And then a friend of ours told us, like, you guys have been doing this as like a side hustle. Have you considered doing it as a business? Because
Yeah,
you
an
guys
actual
are really
career.
Good. Yeah, and back then we didn't really think about it because we thought that partnering with brands, with bigger brands, they always go through agencies, and we didn't realize that freelancers, independent businesses can do it as well. So
Right.
we did that, and then we started gaining clients, and that's how we started.
That is phenomenal. Great
Yeah.
story.
Thank
That
you.
is that is really awesome. So now we know how you started, but what's your why?
We've always wanted to like incorporate more color and vibrancy in and quirkiness in advertising, and we don't see that a lot in
You're right.
in advertising. Like people, some brands are like comfortable with going with that safe sort of
You
style
said
of,
the word
yeah.
safe.
But like especially during the pandemic where everyone was trying to look for something different.
Yep.
And so that's like why we wanted to get into commercial photography and stop motion, just to
That
add
is
some life and
phenomenal.
color to the advertising world.
Add color to the advertising. And so we come from the same world, the
Yes.
marketing side. It's like, you pitch ideas to clients and they're like, "Oh, that's a little out of the box."
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you don't want to look like everybody else.
Exactly.
And that's what we always try to push people for, is to be a little bit different.
Yeah.
And it's like the word podcast used to scare people. I mean, you go, "I'm going to be on a podcast." Nope, I'm not talking. I'm not going to be on TV. Now it's like, "Oh, what do you do?" Everybody walks up, "Got a podcast."
Yeah.
Well, good for you. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So now let's talk about the other side that you do, other than the stop. You actually do photography as
Yeah,
well.
so that's how we actually started with the commercial photography. Stop motion only came about a little after the pandemic.
Right.
But yeah, we started with commercial photography. Like as you can see here in our studio, we have like a bunch of
beautiful
colors,
studio.
yellows, because That's kind of like our whole branding
Yep.
and identity, like infusing colors, the vibrant ones in our photography. So yeah.
So let's talk about the area that you cover.
Yeah, so we are basically our main clients are all over the country.
Nice.
But we're trying to get more local clients because
Right.
we're in the Sunshine State.
That's right.
And our main color is literally yellow.
Yes.
So we hope that we would be able to attract more clients here in Florida.
That's awesome. Well, hopefully, you being seen on My Chamber TV will help with that.
Yes.
That's a good thing, right?
Yes, I
So,
hope so.
what's the best way to get a hold of you?
We are. You can get a hold of us on our website. It's lathalacreativestudios.com. We are also on Instagram. It's Lathala Creative Studios. And then you can call us at 727-386-5166.
Now, do you travel at all?
We do. We actually have a bunch of clients in New York and Boston, and then they would bring us over there.
Nice.
So we do travel.
That's awesome. Absolutely phenomenal.
Yes.
And now, do you have specific hours, or are you kind of appointment only?
We are appointment only.
Yeah.
So we do have our physical studio, which is here.
Yes.
But
Which we're in, which is
yes.
gorgeous.
But if you need to set up a meeting with us, then go on our website and email us. There's a contact form over
Okay.
there. So
That is absolutely phenomenal. Honey, thank you for hosting us, first of all.
thank
And
you.
then thank you for coming on the show. We absolutely 100% appreciate it. The Safety Harbor Chamber of Commerce, great job. Great job. Great group this week or this month. All right, everybody. So look, if you want to reach out to all these nice folks that have been on today, all their information is down below. Just go look at it. Or if you're watching on Facebook and YouTube, it is. If it's not, come to area52tv.com and we will get all the information out there to you. Thank you for watching. We absolutely 100% appreciate it. Without you, we couldn't be alive. We couldn't be doing what we do. And we thank you very much. See everybody next week on My Chamber TV.